Hey Luke, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing good. It's a Sunday. Oklahoma won, so I can't complain too much. Ready for the football season to be in full swing. So we got to get through the last couple of games to get through week 1, get to week 2, and yeah, it's a great Sunday. It's great. I don't know if you had a chance to. I don't know how the weather's down there in Florida, or in Texas, but it's great up here in Oklahoma. So
Yeah, it's nice down here. It's finally starting to cool down, so I'm ready. Football season.
yes, what was it? What was the weather like when you played your first game, or have you played your first game yet?
So we played our first game Friday. It was
Okay.
around 94. We play our games at 7. It was around 94, but it actually got lightning warning and rained out. But it was a 6-hour drive to Midland. That's where we played. And so our coaches just said, we're not driving back without playing. So we ended up starting the game around 10, and it went about till 12:30. So we got back on Saturday at 5 a.m. and it was rough, but we won 49-0. So it was a blowout. So
Well, at
that'll
least y'all got the win. At least y'all got the win.
yeah.
Well, it was like a 78, 76 degrees at kickoff yesterday. So, like
Ooh.
in August to watch a football game and it be 70 degrees is just very odd. So, I didn't know if y'all were having 70-degree weather when you guys are playing in August. It's just a little weird.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that comes later.
yes. Hey, but you're going to be up here next week for the Michigan game, right? So, I think it'll be like
Yes,
74 at kickoff.
I'm ready for that.
Yeah, you'll need to bring a jacket because it'll be cool when you guys leave. It'll be like in the 60s. So,
I'm
again, and that kind of weather at the beginning of September, just very odd. It's very weird, but great football weather, especially to watch a game. So, all right. Well, hey, thanks for coming on the podcast. Really appreciate it. And your recent Oklahoma commit here in the 2027 class on the offensive line out of South Lake Carroll, where it feels like Oklahoma's had a little success of pulling guys out before. I mean, I think we had Jacob Jordan yesterday actually make a catch. And, last season, I think he was a pretty integral part to that wide receiver core when, it was a struggle with a lot of guys being out. So, kind of just peel back the curtain a little bit. Tell us a little bit more about your recruitment and, when was the moment that you decided that you wanted to commit to Oklahoma?
So my recruitment started. I ended up starting my sophomore year with all this Twitter stuff, putting my name out there, getting to know all these coaches, going to these camps. I've been going to camps since summer of 8th grade, so started early, just getting at it. But all these camps didn't really I didn't get looks from coaches until about my freshman year going into sophomore. So. Uh, it was a good process. It's a confusing process, definitely a process that you can't control. So you just got to trust God and everything. Pray that you'll get the right offers. But obviously, I got the right offer, Oklahoma. I went to the Oklahoma camp over this summer, and I got the offer, and I got to get to know all the coaches, and they're just so ecstatic. They're like, it's really in the facilities too. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. I've been to a bunch of colleges and seen their facilities, and Oklahoma is over the top. And uh, Oklahoma is a school that I'd love to go to because I want to go into business marketing. So their Price Business School is top notch. And the reason why I closed my recruiting so early is because I've always loved Oklahoma. Growing up in Texas, I've never liked UT, which is a little bit of a shocker to some Texas fans, but I've never been a big UT guy. I've always wanted to get out of Texas to play college ball, but still stay close to home so that I can see my family and they can come to our games. Because my brother, he plays up at James Madison in Virginia, and it's a pain going to his games. Even though we love watching his games, you got to take 2 flights there. So what I was thinking is, how great would it be to be close to home, out of Texas, in an easy, perfect drive up to Oklahoma. So it kind of checks all my boxes. I couldn't think of a better college to go to. The night before I committed, I sat down at my desk and I was looking at all my offers and potential offers in the future. And I said, if I had every single offer in the country, what would be the best spot for me to go? And it just so happened to be Oklahoma. So the next day I go out and I have a personal trainer named Coach Rob. I see him all the time during off season. He's like my football mentor alongside my dad and my brother. But we sat down and talked, and he said, I think it would be your best interest to commit early and just get it over with so that you can start start the process to become a Sooner. So I said, I couldn't agree more. I'm ready to commit. So that during, I can't remember it was that night, I called Coach Biedenbaugh and I said, I'm ready to commit. And so then he was ecstatic to have me. I was on the call with him and my dad, and it was a great call. And so that's my story.
So what about Bill Bedenbaugh sticks out? Because obviously for a lot of offensive linemen, it's how many guys he puts into the league. It's the development factor. Some guys just truly love the nature. Like they connect with Bill Bedenbaugh in so many ways. What about Bill Bedenbaugh stuck out amongst some of the other offensive line coaches around the country that were recruiting you?
Mm-hmm. Well, Bedenbaugh is, like you said, he's putting so many people in the NFL. And at the end of the day, that's the end goal. But I understand so many things can happen between now and the NFL that can affect you and potentially make you not be able to go there. So it comes down to a factor of a college that I would enjoy to be at for 4 years, even if the coaches move schools. So I did all this research on OU, and Bedenbaugh is just one. He's a very big reason because he texts me every day. His recruitment is great. He's the only coach that I get 1 to 2 texts from a day. Other colleges, I mean, they'll text me, they'll call me, but it's never as consistent as Bedenbaugh. So throughout the process, I've kind of met all these coaches, and Bedenbaugh really stuck out to me. So that's why I picked him. And then all the assistant coaches, Coach Venables, just great people. I got to meet them all. Coach Jim Naggie, he was the one who offered me in his office. And they're just very nice people. They really believe in me and believe that I'll be great. So I figure I'd rather go to a program who believes in me than a program who just wants to use me to win games.
Yeah. Now you talked about Jim Naggie there, and this is an interesting dynamic because I think you're actually one of the first recruits that I've had on since the Jim Naggie hire, which was a big one for Oklahoma as the GM here. And so, being as renowned of a NFL scout as he is, what does that mean to you to have Jim Naggie being the guy that says, we got to have Luke on this team? Because that's a guy that, throughout his time at the Senior Bowl, identified guys at schools that we never watch and got them to the league. So what does that mean to you to have Jim Naggie go out there and say, hey, we want this guy a part of Oklahoma?
Well, it's very, I mean, it's just awesome. Like having someone who believes in me, especially someone as prestigious as Coach Nagy. And I'm very blessed to have him offer me. And whenever I was talking to him in his office, it was less like talking to a coach as more talking to just like one of my friends, a guy. He was so relaxed and just hyping me up and saying that I was a good player, and it gives me confidence. It gives me a big sense of confidence in just committing to Oklahoma in my play whenever I'm on the field, and I'm like, maybe I'm down a little bit, and I remind myself, I've got a college behind me. I've got a college cheering for me. So it gives me an extra boost in my play.
Yeah. Now, right now, you are the lone commit here in the 27 class. So a lot of people are going to look at you as the leader to go out there, recruit, and help get more guys on board. You guys have a really talented wide receiver out there at South Lake, Carroll in 27. I believe you guys have a couple other dudes. So, what are your goals in terms of helping build the foundation of this 27 class? Basically starting next week with the Michigan game, where you're going to have a plethora of guys around you on the offensive and defensive side of the ball.
So we got, like you said, we have Brody Knowles. He's also a 27 receiver who has an offer from Oklahoma. And I am every day, every time I see him, there's something about Oklahoma, something good. I'm drilling it in his mind that Oklahoma is the place to be. So, and I understand that I'm just a little part of it, and he's got his own journey, but I really hope this journey ends up with him going to Oklahoma because I'd love to have a guy who I know going into Oklahoma, just someone to talk to, someone that I know, someone. It's always good to go into college and already be friends with someone because, like my brother was saying, the first weeks of college you're just getting to know people. So already having a friendship established would be nice. And Brody's brother, he was a quarterback, and he actually went to college with one of his linemen too. So he's already got that. And Brody's brother Graham, he was telling him how amazing it was. So maybe he'll do the same thing as his brother, and that'd be awesome. But we're both going to the game, the Michigan game, for week 2. So there, I'll really be drilling in his mind that it's the place to be.
Hey, all you got to do is say, "Hey, do you see Keontez Lewis? He's a 6'4" wide receiver as well. Do you see how well he played last week? You should go down to
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma." But you've also got another teammate that's going. I don't think he's going to be on campus for the Michigan game, but Tristan Dare, who's actually committed to Michigan. So is there kind of like this thing of like, "Hey, I got to get my guy that's on the line with me to flip from Michigan to come to Oklahoma"?
So we've always been like before we both committed, he was going to go to the Oklahoma game, and we were talking about that. But whenever he committed to Michigan, it's more of a playful banter, like saying, "Oh, Oklahoma's going to beat Michigan," or like he says, "Michigan's going to beat Oklahoma." But once Oklahoma beats Michigan, maybe that'll show him that he needs to flip to Oklahoma. But again, just like I know he has a process and I can't force anything on him, but it'd be really nice for him to go to Oklahoma.
It would be if we could pull off the trifecta there and get all three of you guys there next year. That would be pretty awesome. And yeah, I think all of you guys could be huge factors for Oklahoma in the coming years. So, kind of looking at the 27 class, still a ways off. What are some things or some goals that you have for yourself before you get on campus for Oklahoma, and things that you want to improve on, or things that you want to accomplish before you get to college?
Well, number one is win a state championship. We were so close last year. We were 15-1. We made it to the state championship and then we lost. So that's the biggest goal: win a state champ with the team. Uh, and then another goal is just weightlifting goals. Like I want to bench 400 before I go to college, and just a bunch of little goals that keep me driving. But the biggest one is definitely the state championship.
Okay, awesome. Now, is there anybody that you are currently watching that's on the Oklahoma squad, or maybe somebody that has gotten into the NFL that you kind of model your game after, or that you're watching and seeing like, okay, I can pull little things out of their game and implement them into my game?
Mm-hmm. Well, the biggest one is Lane Johnson. He's one of my biggest inspirations in football, just the way he plays. I'm a huge fan of the Eagles O line, although I'm a Bills fan. I love the Eagles O line, just the way they work, the way they play. So I really watch Lane Johnson, just see how he plays, see how he moves, and I study his game. And then at Oklahoma, obviously, I'm watching Jacob Jordan because he went to Southlake. I knew him. Um, it's really great to see guys who I know on Saturday nights playing for a college that I'm going to be going to. So those are the main people that I watch.
And Jacob Jordan has such a cool story going from walk-on to scholarship with all of the hard work that he put in last year. But you say you're a Bills fan. I'm a Chiefs fan, so I'm kind of curious to hear, going into the NFL season, what do you think the Bills are going to do? Do you think they're going to get out of the AFC and get to the Super Bowl this year, or do you think the Chiefs are going to be there again, kind of in their way?
I think, and I say this every year. I said this last year. I said this year before. I think the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs and win the Super Bowl. And I know, like I said, I say it every year, but this year, I truly believe it. Every year, I believe it a little bit more and more and more. So this year I'm ready. They're gonna beat the competition, go to the championship, beat the Chiefs, win the Super Bowl.
Well, if it makes you feel better as a Chiefs fan, I think we take a step back this year. I have the Ravens and the Commanders in the Super Bowl. So I think the Ravens, I think this is the year Lamar Jackson figures it all out and gets it all done.
Yeah, he deserves a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson deserves a Super Bowl or an MVP, just something, because he's a great athlete.
Man, he is just so good. He is so good, but he just hasn't. It's just like Josh Allen and the Bills. Just he hasn't been able to get over the hump. Hasn't been able to get past it. So, all right. Well, Luke, I appreciate you coming on, giving us a little more insight to your recruitment. Where can Sooner Nation follow you at?
I have Instagram is Luke.Wilson74. You can watch my games, play for South Lake Carroll, and I just love. Biggest thing about Sooner Nation is they're always reaching out, just DMing me, just saying how great Oklahoma is. So if any Sooner fans have any information that would be good to know going into Oklahoma, I'd love to hear it. Just DM me on Instagram, and that's that.
Well, then what Sooner Nation needs to do is they need to go ahead and start loading you up with the food spots because Oklahoma is a low-key food scene. Like not a lot of people realize we have a great food scene out here.
Perfect. That's another big factor. I love food. As a lineman, gotta love food.
All right. Hey, well, appreciate you coming on today.